Hello and welcome. My name is Mrs. Bunce. Thank you for joining me today. Feels a little bit weird here on my own in the room. I'm normally in a busy classroom, so thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Today we're on lesson 12. If you haven't seen lesson 11 yet, stop this video, go back, find lesson 11 and come back and join me again. You still here? That means we're ready to start. Today we're going to use some key language. I'll read the words first. Whole, equal, part, division bar, fraction. Don't worry if you don't know all of those today. I think there's some new words in there, but we'll learn them together. Let's start by saying them together. Whole, equal, part, louder, division bar, fraction. It might feel a bit silly talking to a screen. I'm not sure if you've got anyone with you, but if you have, you can talk to them and tell them the words. If you haven't, just say them with me, because maths is all about talking. Talking really helps us get our understanding and our thinking together. So don't be embarrassed. Today we're going to do some talking and I'll want you to read things and say them aloud to me. So, before we begin, you're going to need a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper, or something similar that you can jot things down on. If you haven't got those, pause the video, go and find something and come back. Still here? Well done. Here are the two STEM sentences we're going to be using today. I'll read them to you. The whole has been divided into equal parts. Of the parts has been shaded. We're going to use these quite a lot with different shapes today. But before we do, I know that yesterday Mr. B asked you to collect 10 objects from around your house and try to fit them into different parts. How did you get on? Do you want to see mine? Here we are. I had a go and I started with my pegs. Can you see my 10 pegs? Let me read the sentence. If 10 pegs is the whole, then... Can you count? Well done. 5 is part of the whole. So the whole has been divided into 2 parts. Can you see them? We know that's right, don't we? Because 5 and 5 make 10. All of the 10 pegs is the whole, and I've put them into 2 parts. I was just going to use pegs and shuffle my pegs around, but I thought it might be easier for you to see the different groups if I use different objects. So if you've done it all with the same objects, that's fine. But I then went to my pencils. Can you count my 10 pencils? Just to make sure. Great. So the first sentence, if 10 is the whole, then, can you see? Yeah, 2 is part of the whole. I've now divided my 10 pencils into parts and each part has 2 pencils. So my second sentence, I need to count all the different parts. Have you done it? Let's go. The whole has been divided into 2. No, it hasn't, Mrs. Bunce. The whole has been divided into 5 equal parts. Did you correct me? I hope you shouted at me if I got it wrong. The whole has been divided into 5 equal parts. Can you see? 5 equal parts, each with 2 pencils in them. Now I thought I'd finish there, but then when I had a really careful look and I put my pencils back together again, they gave me the idea for the teaspoons. Can you see my teaspoons? They're all together. So, if 10 teaspoons is the whole, then 10 is part of the whole. I've kept them all together, can you see? So, the whole has been divided into 1 equal part. one equal part is correct, as well as the whole being 10. They're both the same on this example. Now look at my tomatoes. I've still got 10 tomatoes. Count them and check. There. If 10 tomatoes is the whole, then can you see? 1 is part of the whole. The whole has been divided into 10 equal parts. So the teaspoons, I kept them all together, but for the tomatoes, I spread them all out. 10 equal parts. So that's 4 different ways of showing my 10 objects. Did you find them all? I hope you did, but don't worry if you didn't. I think I might have just helped you find the way there now. You can keep practicing those with different objects around your room or around your house. There's 5 people that live in my house, and I can put the 5 people into different parts. You have a try. So for today, our new learning. Today we're going to look at different shapes. Can you name this shape? Yeah, well done. It's a circle. Our circle has been split into equal parts. Now I know you've been doing a lot of work lately on equal parts. That means each of the parts are the same size. They're all identical. My 3 parts make up the whole here. Can you see? Count them. 1, 2, 3. Well done. So this is how my first stem sentence works. The whole has been divided into 3 equal parts. But look what happens now. I've shaded part of my whole. But how many parts? Can you see? The second sentence now of the parts has been shaded. Did you get it? Tell me. Well done. 1 of the parts has been shaded. Let's say that together. 1 of the parts has been shaded. Well done. Now for a different shape. Have you any idea what we'd call this? It's sometimes tricky to name shapes, but I'm going to call this one a cross. Can you see the shape of a cross? It's been split into equal parts. But how many? The cross is the whole, and it's been divided into equal parts. Can you remember my key learning? Look at the screen. I've put the words back up for you. Whole. The cross represents the whole. It's been split into equal parts. Here we say divided into equal parts. But how many? Yes, of course, well done. Count them with your finger if you need to check. 5 equal parts. Let's say that together. The whole has been divided into 5 equal parts. But look, I've shaded some of my whole. Part of my whole? How much? Yes, 1 of the parts has been shaded. Let's say that together. 1 of the parts has been shaded. Well done. Now, I know Mr. B used this shape yesterday. Think back. Can you remember what it was called? It's got 6 sides. Yes, well done. It's a hexagon. Now, my hexagon has been split into equal parts. The hexagon is the whole. How many equal parts? Count them. Yes. Let's say this stem sentence together. You put the number in the right place. The whole has been divided into equal parts. Did you say it? Yeah, 6 equal parts. Well done. Now I've shaded some of my whole. How much? I've shaded part of my whole. But how many parts? Yes, well done. It's not that hard. Can you see one part shaded? Let's say that sentence together. One of the parts has been shaded. Well done. Now, have I tricked you? This is a hole, but look how I've made the hole. Do you recognise the hexagon from earlier? Look, there's the hexagon from the last slide. This time the hole has been made up of 2 hexagons. Now I've given you a clue. How many parts has the hole been divided into? Tell me. 2. The hole has been divided into 2 equal parts. But now look, I've shaded. Can you see? You say this sentence. Did you get it? One of the parts has been shaded. Well done. Your turn. This time you need to tell me the shape. Yes, it's a triangle. But now can you remember the stem sentence? Look at the equal parts. What's our first stem sentence? You tell me. Okay, now look what I've done. I've given it to you. Did you get it right? Now I'm going to shade part of my hole. Can you remember my second sentence? You said. Did you get it? Here it is. Let's say them both together. The hole has been divided into 4 equal parts. One of the parts has been shaded. Well done. We're now moving on to look at how you can write this. I said you needed a pencil and a piece of paper or something to jot down. This is where we're going to start jotting. Can you see that shape? I'm going to have to ask you, can you remember its name? Yes, it's a circle. Well done. My circle has been split into equal parts. The circle is the hole. Look at my first sentence. The hole has been divided. When we write these things down, we're looking at the hole and the parts and the relationship between them. And we start with a line. Look, can you see underneath my circle? That line has a special name. We read it together at the very beginning, but here it is, look. The key language, division bar. The division bar shows the relationship between the whole and the parts. Look, I've written that down for you to remember. The division bar shows the division relationship between the whole and the part. I forgot the word division at the beginning. That's really important. It shows that we divide the whole into parts. Say it with me. Help me get it right this time. The division bar shows the division relationship between the whole and the part. So the first thing we do is draw the bar. Then we count the parts. How many? Yes, into 3 equal parts. Let's say that sentence together. The whole has been divided into 3 equal parts. So on your piece of paper, have you drawn the line? Now underneath the line, put the 3 to represent the 3 equal parts. Then I do my shading and we look at how many parts are shaded. Can you see? I know you know this one. One of the parts has been shaded. So I put my 1 on the top. Can you see? So let's just recap. We do the line first, the division bar. That shows us the division relationship between the whole and the parts. It's the first thing we do. Then the 3. Remember what the 3 represents? Yes, the 3 equal parts. The 3 is my whole. The whole circle on the bottom there, represented with a 3 because there are 3 equal parts. Then my 1 shaded part on the top. Let's try another one. Here's my shape. Can you remember what I called it? Yes, it's a cross. Can you remember how many equal parts it's been divided into? Yes, let's look at that first. The whole has been divided. But before I count those parts, remember what I do first. I need that division bar. On your piece of paper, draw me another division bar. I've done mine. Can you see on the screen now? So I've got my division bar. What would go underneath? My whole has been divided into equal parts. Well done. 5 equal parts. Let's say that together. The whole has been divided into 5 equal parts. I now put the 5 underneath my division bar. Can you see? Well done. Here's a new word for you. Look at my key language. We've used division bar. That shows the division relationship between the whole and the part. But now I'm going to call this notation a fraction. We've just written part of our fraction. A fraction is the special name given to the relationship between the whole and the part. But I haven't finished my fraction yet. I've only got the whole. I need the part. So which part am I looking at? I've shaded it red. Can you see how many parts are shaded red? Well done. 1 of the parts has been shaded. Where will I put the 1? Can you put it on your piece of paper? Well done. 1 goes above the division bar. 1 part shaded. So let's just recap. We've just written a fraction. Look at that sentence below. Fraction is the special name given to the relationship between the whole and the part. Let's say that together. Fraction is the special name given to the relationship between the whole and the part. Well done. So what does the 5 represent? Excellent. 5 is the whole. Here, my whole has been divided into 5 equal parts. And the 1? Yes, the 1 is the part we are looking at. The 1 shaded part. Let's look at another one. This is the shape from your turn earlier, but we're going to do this one together. This is a, what shape? Triangle. Well done. So we start with looking at the whole. On your piece of paper, if you're going to write the fraction, what part of the fraction are you going to write first? Yes, the division bar. I'll do the same. On the screen, can you see below the whole triangle? There's my fraction bar. We do this first. Now we count the parts. How many equal parts in the triangle? Maybe you can remember from last time. If you can't, just count them. I've seen it. Tell me. 4. I got 4. The whole has been divided into 4 equal parts. Say that with me. The whole has been divided into 4 equal parts. Now on your piece of paper, where are you going to put the 4? Yes, underneath the division bar. The 4 goes at the bottom. It's the whole. It represents all of the 4 equal parts. Then, I've shaded part of my whole. How much? Yes, one part. One of the parts has been shaded. Show me where you're going to put your one. Excellent. Look at mine. I've made a fraction with 4 equal parts and one of them shaded. Can you see? Just a recap. Tell me what's a fraction? Brilliant. A fraction shows the relationship between the whole and the parts. And what does the 4 here mean? Yes, 4 is our whole, and it shows 4 equal parts of our whole. And the 1? Of course, 1 was shaded by Mrs. Buns. Look at this one. Can you remember what these parts were called? Excellent. These are the hexagons. I've got my hexagons pushed together to make one whole. So, the whole has been divided. If I need a fraction, what am I going to do first? That's right, the division bar. Draw yours on your paper now. You know you don't need a ruler. You can just draw it by hand. It's fine. Well done. So, how many parts has my whole been divided into? Doesn't take long to count, does it? 2 parts. Let's say that sentence together. The whole has been divided into 2 equal parts. So where will the 2 go? That's right, on the bottom. Now I'm going to do my shading. Have a look. How many parts were shaded? Yes, 1 equal part. One of the parts has been shaded. Can you put your 1 on your piece of paper? Excellent! You've now made a different fraction. This fraction shows the whole has been split into 2 equal parts, with one of them shaded. Can you remember what the division bar was? Point to the division bar. Yes, well done. It's the line in the middle. Say division bar. Excellent, division bar. What does the 2 represent? Yes, the 2 represents the whole, and it's been divided into 2 equal parts. And on the top, the 1? Yes, well done. Above the bar, we put the 1. The 1 represents the 1 part that has been shaded. Okay, it's your turn. This is a different shape. How many equal parts? So what's the first thing you're going to write? Because I need you to write the fraction for me. What comes first? Okay, do that first. Then look at the equal parts. How many? Because you need to write your whole down. Then, I've shaded some. How many parts? And where will you put that? What does your fraction look like? Just have a little check. Does it look like mine? Here's how I did mine. I used my stem sentence to help me. The whole has been divided, and then I put my bar. Did you do your division bar first? I hope you did. So, my whole has been divided into 3 equal parts. Well done. Did you put your 3 below the division bar? Excellent. The whole has been divided into 3 equal parts. But look, I've shaded. Yes, of course. One of the parts has been shaded. Did you put the 1 on the top? Your fraction shows your whole and your parts. What was the whole? Where did it go? On the bottom, well done. And your parts? 1 part. That went above the division bar. Well done. I'm afraid we're at the end of our lesson now, but I don't want to leave you empty-handed. I don't want to leave you bored. I want to give you a little task. So this is your practice activity for today. Can you write the fraction for each shaded part? Look at them. Aha! There are 3 shapes. I wonder if you can name them. Can you see each of the shapes has been split into different equal parts? You need to write a fraction for each of those shapes. Tomorrow, Mrs. Barker will go through them with you. But have a little look. What will you do first? I'm asking you to write a fraction. What comes first? That's it. The division bar. Well done. First the division bar. Then, well done, the whole. The whole goes beneath the division bar, and that's the number of equal parts. Third, 3 things you have to do. The division bar, write down the number of equal parts below the division bar, and how many parts are shaded on the top. Well done. If you want a little bit more to think about, can you also tell Mrs. Barker what is the same and what is different about my representations and the fractions that you've written? I hope you've enjoyed today. Thank you so much for staying with me and enjoy your practice activity. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.